What's up, goobers? This is working, right? Let's see. Microphone is detecting stuff. Background music is playing. Yeah, I think this is working. Alright, what's up, goobers? Yeah, so, I guess the pace of this stream today is gonna be a bit slower, because I'm kind of at that, border where I'm not too under the weather to not stream, but, I don't have the energy to, go super duper full speed, so it's gonna be a bit more of a relaxed stream today. Still working on the forced hydration project. Think that I want to work mostly on the interface of it, because let's see, so far I think the first stream we got it so that when chat types in hydrate, which by the way it's not turned on right now, so don't try to do that. I'll get that set up in a couple minutes. But when the chat types in exclamation point hydrate into the chat, it dispenses a load of water into a cup that I must drink. And then the stream before that, we did some tweaks, like move the electronics up higher so that water doesn't really splash on it. Added a beeper on it just so that we can hear what's going on. Combined the power to use just a single USB port instead of two separate ones. But yeah, okay, let me go get the GoPro webcam thing set up. I always forgot to do that step ever since I changed my step a little bit, but then we'll be able to show the force hydration machine, and then y'all can play with the hydrate command. Doop 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 doop. Yeah, today I spent the first few hours of the day applying for a bunch of jobs and stuff. I had a contract that I thought would start earlier, but it looks like it's gonna be taking some time, so in the meantime I'm seeing what's out there. Let's see, okay, so it is on webcam view, and go switch camera to avatar mode on workbench. Okay. Alexa, turn workbench light on. Alright, so let me go plug stuff in and get stuff out of the way. Where is, yeah, we can plug it into here. This conveniently placed USB port. Okay, let's see if we have the indicator lights going. That's not a great sign. It's not turning on. Is this upside down? Is this even plugged in? Okay, so that's kind of a problem right now. Yeah, the force hydration machine thing, but it's not turning on. And that's not good. Or at the very least, the LEDs are not turning on and indicating what's going on. So, let's see. First, let's make sure we actually have power getting to this thing. I don't see why we wouldn't, because, this was working literally a few hours ago. But, okay, let's see. Voltage reading is... Oh, this is on AC for some reason. Okay, let's try again. We're getting 5 volts. Oh, something has popped out. Yeah. Okay, that would oh, shit. Okay, so this kind of explains what one of the first tasks I want to do is, which is move everything off of this breadboard, because breadboards are great for prototyping, but they really suck for, I guess, permanent installations, because they are meant to be temporary, and we are dealing with those effects right now, and we were dealing with those effects a lot last stream when things were unplugging. Okay, but now we're actually getting power to it. So, one of the things that I wanted to do this stream was, get it so that we, what do you do? Move this from breadboard to a perf board so that, it stays together. Because I think that this project is mature enough that we can start to do that. So, let's first make sure that the hydrate thing works. Water dispenser says it's online, and then I'm gonna type a command. And this works on both Twitch and YouTube. Okay. Can't. Oh. Because the glass was already on there. But it looks like that the reboot thing didn't work the way that we thought it would. Because using the ultrasonic sensor, it's supposed to be able to detect if the glass is on there when it resets the scale, but it didn't yell at me even though the glass was on there the whole time. So it's kind of worrying. Oh, wow. That was perfect timing. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, so that's how this thing works. I'm gonna go drink that. Okay, so now that thing works, let me go set up the iPad so that we can write down tasks and stuff for the day. Bless me. Air server. This on like Havsies mode. Okay, concepts. Screen mirroring. Okay. Let's rearrange some stuff. Should it drink when I hydrate? Whee! Let me go, rearrange these views so that, like, you can actually see stuff. Okay, so there is the webcam view. And then let me go move or crop that. Yeah, there. That should work. Alright. Okay. Oop, I moved something around I didn't want to move around. Where is the screen view? Oh, here. Okay, cool. Alright, so, I'm gonna write down stuff that I want to do. And yeah, whenever, it dispenses the water, I am supposed to drink the water whenever hydrate is called. Alright, so, I want to add controls for overflow mode, which I'll describe what that is later. How much it pours, because right now it's pouring about a fifth of a cup or so, or a glass, I guess. Cooldown timer. And test button. And there might be a few other controls that you want. Oh, I want to also add a screen so that we know what the current status is. What else? So, this thing's gonna take a while to print. Whee! Okay, so this thing's gonna take a while to print, so I'm gonna design it on stream, but we won't be finishing it on stream. It'll just be printing, and the full piece should be ready by Thursday's stream. But I want to 3D print a new stand for this, because right now the current metal base is just kind of way too big. Oh yeah, and I want to move stuff over to a perf board. Yeah. What else? We have like a bunch of stuff on the to-do list. Drink queue, I don't think I'm gonna worry about that right now. Physical controls, that's, yeah, that's exactly what I just wrote. Add rate limits, that's gonna be cooldown, I guess. Change dispense from time to weight based. And Twitch shouldn't reboot what? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think those 3 things make sense to work on the stream for a few hours. Yeah. Woo! I'm like a little bit tired, so I'm gonna be a bit more airheaded this stream than normal. Yeah. Okay, so what do I want to do first? I think I want to design the control scheme first, because, that's gonna need some 3D printing, and 3D printing takes time, and while we do the 3D printing, we can do other stuff in the meantime. So yeah, let's start sketching out the interface for this. So, overflow mode should be a switch. How much it pours should be dial. Cooldown time, let's make that a dial also. And we're gonna be using a potentiometer for that. Test dispense button. This should be toggle switch, that is. You know, actually, let's not do a toggle switch for that. Let's make it so that it's just a button, so that we can have as many modes as we want. Because we can have like a test mode where it works when the stream's offline. Also, we can have overflow mode, and we can have normal mode. So let's actually have it be a button that cycles. And then the screen is just like a really small, like, I think 1.5 inch common OLED screen. So, what does this look like? I think just because the design of this thing is so vertical, we can continue to go with, like, a vertical layout for this. So, I'm thinking that we have, like, the screen here, and then can have, a dial here, a dial here, and then I'm gonna add like an extra button just in case there's like some other control that I didn't think of that we want. But yeah, I think this is probably a sensible control scheme. Yeah. And so, where does it attach? I think we can just attach it to the front up here. That seems like a good spot. Alright, well, let me get the parts for it. I already have some potentiometers here that we're gonna use for the dials. My head is getting caught on wires in here. Have some push button switches. Let me just make sure that these are momentary instead of toggle. Yeah, they're momentary. That means that when you push it down, it doesn't switch between on and off. It's only on when it's held down, and then when you let go, it turns off. What else? Have a bag of little screens here. You only need one of them, though. Yeah, so we're not gonna go hook that up and program it yet. We're just gonna design and 3D print a little panel mount for it. So yeah, that means I need to get like one of each element so that I can start measuring it. And then we can design and 3D print a thing, I guess. Whee! Okay. So that's a screen, that's a button. And let me go look at my potentiometers, which I have 2 of. I have 3 of these guys. So I'll go use those ones, I think. Okay, yeah. Alright. Okay. Let's open Fusion 360. And I'm gonna go shrink that view. And then ultra wide will just fit to screen. Yeah. Okay. Let's see, that's smart armor. Where's the force hydration machine? Force hydration. There we go. Okay. So... Oop. I don't know why my mocap, like, gets worse each stream, even though I haven't, like, touched anything with it. Like, and by worse, I mean, like, it'll just start randomly shaking and jiggling stuff. Like, what's going on with my hair right now. I don't know, maybe it's on brand, though. Okay, so these are gonna be the openings for the, Wait, did that even work? I don't think that worked. So that's gonna be openings for the, buttons, and then that's gonna be for the, what's it called? For the potentiometers, the dials, and then you can have the screen. Don't really care about this being very pretty, because, it's just gonna be a prototype that we're gonna be refining later anyway. But yeah. Okay. So first let's do the screen. And this is gonna be for the mounting holes. Where are my calipers? Calipers, where are you? There. Okay. So the screen's dimensions are about 28-ish. by 20. And the screw mounting holes for it, let's make those equal. Gonna be about 23 by, and this is millimeters, 23 by also 23. Oops. And I think it's probably for M2 screws. Alright. Now the potentiometers, those have a diameter of about 6.8. So just to make room, we'll just make it like 7. And those should be equal. And then the diameter of the button stuff is 16 millimeters. Cool. And the buttons need to be at least 19 millimeters apart. Let's just do like 24. And yeah, I guess maybe the dials can use a bit more room than that. Yeah. So that, and then bottom of this one, let's have it also be like, nah, that actually seems kind of overkill. Let's have 20. Yeah, because then that'll let us have a couple dials that are up to like maybe 20 millimeters-ish. Okay, yeah, that should work. I don't want this thing to be like too tall because it's already starting to hit the top of my workbench, and I want to be able to store it a little bit underneath the workbench sometimes, so it's not like super in the way. So how do I want to mount this? Let's see, how tall is this overall thing anyway? It's 150-ish millimeters, that's about 6 inches tall. Yeah, that's not too bad. What do you think? Okay, so let's have this be like 16, yeah. Maybe like 10. That's a little high, maybe 6. Then let's make the width of this maybe 28. Oh no, that's not wide enough. Maybe 32? Is that gonna be like 2 millimeters? It's a little thin. 36 should be okay, and that should be like 4 millimeters here. Yeah. Okay. Then we can extrude this out. Just make it like you do like maybe 2.4 millimeters. And then we want a way to mount it on the thingy. So I think just if we have this be like, okay, so that's 36. 36 minus 20 is 16. So then that means 8 millimeters off from it, I guess. Is 8 the correct number? Because this to the center should be 10. Yeah. Oh, I actually could have just... Never mind. Okay, so let's make that like 4 millimeters here. And we can make this something like, you know, 60. Okay. And then let's give this quite a bit of headroom so that we can add wires. 25 millimeters for headroom for the button sounds about good. Plus another 20, so let's say 45. Yeah, this is gonna be like super duper duper basic, not pretty right now. Okay. And then three mount holes for the aluminum extrusion should be good enough. 10. And let's make these like 5. Or I guess 5.5. Oh, this should be 10 also. Okay. Yeah, pretty basic. Nothing too special going on here. Maybe some cutouts for the... Whoa, what was that? Oh, that was taper angle. Okay. I'm gonna look at this, because there's also like this nut thing here that I need to account for. And that is 19 at skinniest, 22 at widest. Ooh, yeah. So we should probably have some, like, carve-outs here. Yeah, I don't know why my hair is doing that. And it's only, like, if I'm in, like, a specific position. Okay, let's make you like 24. Then yeah, probably just cut out that. All right, cool. That should work, I think. Oh wait, let's also cut that corner out. Okay. So yeah, that should get us a super duper basic control panel, I think. And wonder how long the print time is gonna be. My guess is 1 hour at most. Okay. So how long are you going to take? Oh, 45 minutes, not bad. That's a little thin. I don't like that. I mean, the screen doesn't go literally all the way to the edge. So we can have that be just a little bit smaller, I guess. Let me remeasure also. Oh, it's actually closer to 19, and that single millimeter might be able to get us, like, a couple walls on that. Let me call this, control panel. Yeah, let's just go add, like, a nice fat fillet here, just to be safe. But this also isn't gonna be, like, load-bearing, so I don't think that it'll be that bad, and this is also just a prototype. Next one's gonna be, like, a lot more streamlined, but yeah, let's go ahead and fill it there. Because, yeah, with the layer lines, you're right, that is more prone to snapping. I'm just using, like, super basic PLA. Okay. That should be fine. And we do get a couple walls there, that's good. Okay. And... ah, shit. It's because this filament's, like, really old, and even though I've tried to dry it out a lot, it still likes to snap a lot inside of the, thingy. Well, I don't want to troubleshoot that this stream. Let me get this VR headset cable out of the way, because my head keeps getting caught on. You know, that actually might be the cause of my, what's it called? Of my tracking going nuts, when there's, like, a bunch of cables running through and just, like, barely obscuring one of the, lighthouses. Okay, I don't want to troubleshoot this on stream, so I'm just gonna move this to a different AMS slot. This filament's all tangled now, because it's snapped off. Well, it's not that long, I can just, like... It's not tangled. At least I don't think it's tangled. We'll find out later. But, yeah. We'll just feed you through a different slot. This will probably use up this filament roll. I've been trying to use up almost all of my, like, filament rolls that have been, like, mostly used up. Is this thing gonna let me keep going, even if it's, like, messed up? Oh no, I have to fix it. Shit. Okay. Time for some unplanned, maintenance. Let's go to workbench view. Alright, so the issue with the 3D printer is that some really old filament is, like, stuck inside of it, and the whole thing will not operate because it's, I guess, blocking everything. So, you go remove the AMS, I forgot what it stands for. I think it's automatic material switcher or something? I don't know. But, let's go, oh my gosh, everything's, like, cracking inside of this. Okay. So, this is the AMS, and the problem is that there's, some filament that cracked that's stuck in there, even though I have tried to dry the heck out of this. But it's okay, because we have almost completely used it up. So is it this screw size? Yeah, I think it is that screw size. Let me sure. Yeah, y'all can see that, right? Oh, I need to, like, fold that down just a bit more. Okay. This part always feels a little dodgy to do. This thing is in like a bajillion pieces. Try pushing it down with that. I could just force it out with some more filament, maybe. Not that filament, though. Yeah, that's working. Okay. How much is anything left in here? I think that's all pushed out now. That's a pain in the ass. But, okay. I can connect you back into the thingy. Then push you back in. Put you back there. This thing seems settled in. Okay. Alright. And then that is like super duper crumbly. Tweezers, where are you? Where's the tweezers? Okay. That should work now. Plug you back in. Where are you? Wire for the AMS. Here you are. Alright. Hopefully that'll work. Okay, I do not trust the spool right now. And, I'm not going to use you on stream right now then, because you are sussy. Because I don't want to troubleshoot 3D printers on stream. That is not fun to watch. And let's try running through that same filament slot, just to make sure it all works. Okay. I'll just put you in like slot 1, I guess. Or slot 4. Yeah, I'll troubleshoot that later. Okay, so this is, I think, PETG. I'm gonna switch to normal view. Just generic PETG. And it's light gray. Okay, that's closer to an hour. Oh, that's right. It stopped at like the very, very last bit of this. Okay, that's why it wasn't loading and unloading stuff. That makes sense now. thing yet? Okay, it says it's finished. Maybe let's try printing it. Printer is busy with another job. What job? Unload. Okay. Maybe that's ready. I don't think I've seen it be stuck on this before. I'm just gonna restart it. Okay, Bamboo is restarted. Okay, that should be good to go. All right. I guess let's start moving stuff off of the breadboard and onto like a perf board. That seems reasonable. While this prints. Workbench mode. Yeah. Why did my avatar stop moving? Okay. Let's keep it on this mode. And the hydrate command will be offline while the circuit board is taken apart for obvious reasons. Okay. Clean up this stuff a little bit. Unplug you. Remove you from your thingy up here. Unplug that. Ultrasonic sensors. We need to unsolder that real quick. And let's hydrate that sponge also. This could use more water. Okay. So, oop. Let's... Okay. So that is removed. And can also take off some of this stuff. And then, yeah, I think everything's unplugged from this, so we can take off the breadboard and stuff. Okay. Oh. Forgot about that. Maybe I should have taken a picture of this before I tore it apart, but it's okay. Alright. So we have our thingy. Our microcontroller. Let's bend these back in place. I think just because of the nature of the project, having water and stuff, I think it makes sense that we make the components easy to swap out if we, like, burn them out or short them or some other calamity befalls it. And we'll just go with the biggest board available to us. Yeah, that big boy. Okay. Whew. And let me get my box of terminals. And, you know, let me go to the bathroom real quick. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Gonna go pee. Okie dokes, I am back, and it looks like that the printer has malfunctioned again on stream. So let's figure that out so that we can do other stuff while it prints. But first, let me get a negative 196. Which flavor is this? Peach vodka seltzer. Let's do that. And, okay, what is wrong with you, Amos? Oh, there's even more filament that's, like, stuck in here. Oh my gosh, this is a mess. Ugh. Why is there so much This is a pain in the ass. Ah! Woo! I'm just trying to figure out how to completely clear all the busted filament from this thing. Let's push that thingy. Or you know, TPU. I'll just try to push some TPU through the whole entire thing. Since that is not going to snap off because it's TPU. Yeah, I think that's working. Two. Okay, that might work. Alright, please work, please work, please work. Oh no, there's even more in this fucking tube. Ugh! Was a mistake. Don't get involved in 3D printing. Okay. That should be the last of it, because there's also the line from the, I guess the hole that's in the P1S to the actual hot end and extruder. Okay, taken the busted ass filament from that part and that part and that part. Really hope that works now. Pouring this drink. Okay. Oh, I forgot to plug that back in. Where's the opening? Are you gonna fit inside the hole? I'm gonna push it in. Okay, I think it's in the hole. Ugh. Okay. And I think I have to redo this part because, like, I know that when the printer gets, like, stuck on initialization for some reason, it won't continue even when things are supposed to be good. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, while we wait for that to hopefully not break this time, let's go back to our thingy here, I guess. So, where are my single row thingies? I guess I don't have that many left that are intact. Because, like, most of them are broken in half or something, but... that's a lot of nasty pins. But let's not waste stuff, and let's just maybe try putting a bunch of these together. Don't know what these funny long ones are for. Okay, that's actually probably enough to cover the whole thing. But yeah, we'll just carefully trim off bits. It's making sounds I don't like. The printer, that is. Oh wow, that's almost the perfect length. You can just trim one of those off. And then do I have like a tiny... I do. A flat one? I do. Cool. Okay. That plus this. Can make that more flush. Oh wait, did I trim one too many on that? I may have. Shit. How about you? Oh, you're actually the perfect amount. If I can get you on, that is. I have like a bigger file, but I don't know where it is. Also, the printer is making weird sounds. I'm not sure if it's actually working. And it's more so the AMS unit just keeps on like perpetually unwinding the one roll that is loaded. We'll see if it spits out like an error message or something. But for now, trying to not waste these. It's turning out a little more difficult than I expected it to. That's okay. I said that this stream will be like slower paced than usual just because I'm feeling a little bit wonky. Ouch. Okay. Are you sanded enough now to go on? You are. Okay, good, good, good. That's what we wanted. We wanted two of them to go on as if it were like a single unit. Okay, let's do these next ones. And is this thing actually going? Ah! It won't go. No AMS, just gonna shove it through the back of the printer. Wait, why is the printer cooling down now? Restarting the printer. And I guess if we're not going to be using the EMS right now, I'm just going to unplug it. And remove that top door. Okay. No, I don't want to update right now. Okay, let's set temperature to like 250. Okay. And the front fell off of the bamboo. You can see it here. Why did the temperature reset? Okay, why is it turning off the heater? I'm just gonna turn this off and on again. I've actually never had a malfunction like this on the bamboo. Alright, rebooting it again. Okay, now it's working, I think. Now I think we can actually get started with the print. Which way is right side up and upside down for this thing? I was not happy. Okay. Was that upside down? That was upside down. Where does the front cover even go? Okay. Please work. Okay. Let's see if this will work. I need to sit down though for a bit in my really nice steel case chair. Well, at least it's stripping out the correct filament. I'm just a bit worried because when I connected the fan back, I saw like a couple sparks, and that's usually not a good thing. So, yeah, I'm gonna be really annoyed if it says that like it can't detect the front fan or something like that. But so far it's not complaining about that. Although I know why it thinks that there's TP loaded in there. Get rid of this long-ass string of filament just chilling out here. Okay. Let's get back to figuring this out. Just grinding that down. That's kind of ground down. Could grind it a bit more on this end. Oh, that's actually easier to do it this way. Okay. You are ground down there. Nice. And then... Cool, we can use that one thing that I was worried he wasted. And it just slots in. And then we can just trim the outer bits. Okay. So we have that going on. Just plop you right in the middle. Omnifix, where are you? There you are. Are you big enough for this job? Or barely not? let's just tack on a few corners of this then. Is the printer doing anything? I don't know if the printer is doing anything. Okay, now I hear it doing stuff. Let's add some flux pen to this. Okay. Lead-free solder because we're working with food-safe stuff, I guess. Should get out the fan. For that. About there-ish. I can actually see it because there's like a slight height difference. Okay. And then we can clip it into the OmniFixo and then go nuts on it. Now let's clip it on with the OmniFixo. Are you printing yet? Oh wow, that drink is pretty good. Okay, let's zoom you in closer. I do not love this lead-free solder, but it's not as terrible as I thought it would be. Still definitely not my first choice, though, in terms of ease of use. But it could also just be that, like, this thing's really big. Oop. So I'm getting, like, more bridges and stuff than I normally do. Get the fuck out. we've got some blobs. Trying to clear these bridges out. And that doesn't really matter, but it bothers me. I'm gonna clean that up with the desoldering gun. Okay, other side. Okay. Let's inspect that work. There's one bridge at least. Here. Don't think there's any more bridges. Ugh. Okay, I want to add, or let me go get my solid core wire, because those are pretty good for doing this stuff with. Is the print going? Yeah, it looks like the print's going, finally. Okay. What next? I guess the first bit I want to wire up is the load cell. That's the scale component. Well, no, actually power is kind of important to hook up first. Yeah, let's hook up power first. Just have it go direct into here. Five volt in and ground. Put that in with the Omnifixo, and where are some tweezers? Could have sworn I just had some here. Just douse that in flux. Two things that shouldn't short, it's gonna be ground and 5 volts. Those would be very bad if they shorted. Okay. Let me just, well, what's next? Where did that, the driver board for? There it is. Let's find a place to shove that, and then connect that up. Yeah, that's probably an okay place. Or no, we can have it down here. Actually, it's a little neater. Yeah, let's just have it down there. Okay. Forgot to flux that. Should probably trim that also before soldering. Safety squint. Well, I'm wearing glasses anyway, so. Oh, that wasn't evenly cut. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna go pee again. We are continuing to solder stuff. Oh wait, let me lock the camera on the workbench view. Okay. So I think I want to have like a ground rail and a power rail just all the way along those sides. Just makes everything easier to deal with. Do I? Yeah, sure, why not? Okay. Yeah, that's good length. Okay. Then how do I pull the heck out of this? straightish. Okay, so that's gonna be the ground rail. Oop, that is not solder. Borrow a bit of insulation from this. How do I straighten this out? Come on, insulation, slip on. Twist, 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 twist. And you're all doing like multiple parts. Or cheat and use heat shrink. Oh yeah, I think multiple parts was probably the move. And it sounds like the 3D print is actually going. Cool. Alright, let's bend and insert this into ground. Don't know if this is actually best practices for perf board, but it's what I've been doing for a while, so. Okay. Now let's get the power rail. And let's actually do it in multiple steps this time. Okay, so you were there. Okay. So that's folded. Oh, did that desolder? I think it did actually. Oops. Should have kept that clipped in. Well, it'll still work, I guess. There. This part we want to loop around all the way to this side. And fold you in to here. And then we want that to span that. take off that insulation. I think I did this wrong. And let's just fold that in and then tack that on. Okay. This is some of the ugliest soldering I've done. Oh, shit, that's upside down. Okay, can I save that without having to use a desoldering gun? Fall here, yeah. Might have to be smart and use tweezers and the OmniFixer for this. There we go. Ow, that's hot. I'm gonna get my actual needle nose pliers. Okay. So let's tension that. Ooh, pull that out a little too strongly, but that's okay. Just clip this in. That'll be fine, I think. Come on, fill in that other hole. It's not sticking for some reason. Oh well, that should work for now. That did not work at all. Flux should help it stick on better now. And we could use a bit more clippy clip. Okay, I think that's actually sticking now. Just needed a bit of flux. Okay, so we have ground rail and we have power rail. And if we unclip that, yeah, that is secure enough. Alright, so let's connect the driver to that power and ground that we just did. So, yeah. So that should go to the, should do power. And we can remove more insulation from that. And flatten it out a bit more. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Alright. That is in... I'm not sure if I trust that much. Let me add some flux and reflow it. Okay, yeah, that's a little better. Alright. And... ground. Except it needs to go all the way here. Okay. Let's flux it. Okay. And then I'm gonna trim this and then connect it to that pin. Okay, that should be connected. Yeah, that looks good enough to me. Alright. Let me go open up the code so that I can reference what pins go where. We are on this one. Water pump. Okay. So load cell config. Load cell clock is pin 1. Load cell data pin is 2. So pins 1 and 2 are here. It's going to be the 4th and the 5th ones from this bottom corner, which is nice because that's like really close to here. Okay. So, is that long enough? I hope that's long enough. Yeah, that should be long enough. Kind of on the edge, but it should work. Okay. So let's make the data the yellow one and the clock one the white one. And I'm not really following any, like, established color scheme. Because I think every time I try to look up if there's, like, a color scheme for this stuff, apparently there isn't, so it's kind of awkward. Just trying to clip those down so they don't move while I'm trying to solder them. Where is tweezers here? And then some flux will help for sure. How much time do you have on this print, anyway? Oh, I forgot to switch views. Okay, workbench mode. 20 minutes left on the print. Gonna be honest, I'm starting to just be tempted to use my really fine and really nice leaded solder. Okay. So that's in, and I forgot to trim this. And then let's go move these into the pins. Okay. And let me just set the camera to automatic again. Since I'm bouncing back and forth between stuff. Okay, so clock is 1, data is 2. So clock is the white one, and the white goes to 1. And yellow is data, and that goes to 2. Okay. Cool. Trim those. And then secure it, and flux it, and solder it. Okay. Alright, so that is the load cell. And then the remaining elements are the ultrasonic sensor, the pumps relay, and the RGB LEDs. And then we can hook this up and see if it works. But yeah. Okay, so... Oop, that was close. Okay, so this should be kind of easy because we just have like 4 wires that we can put into like a 4-in-1, or not 4-in-1, into like a 4 thingy DuPont connector. And because that is male pins, I guess we need a 90-degree female then. With 4. I wonder what convention we should have for where things plug in. Okay, so the ultrasonic sensors, which pins do they use? Ultrasonic use 4 and 7, so that's the same side that these things are going outwards to. So that's pretty easy. Let's clip that in. Now, one of the holes I was planning to use just got covered up. And we have a bridge. Everything's falling! Okay. So, let's just follow the exact same order that we have on the ultrasonic sensor here, in which have one of the outer ones go to ground. And then the other outer one goes to power. And this will be a bit tricky because one of these is filled in. So I probably have to do like a pro gamer move. Like melt that down, and while it's molten, insert that in. Yeah. And then I'll just go fold this one in to the ground rail that we made. Alright, clip that. Fold you, and then let's solder that. A lot of this feels like I'm doing it wrong. Okay, that feels a lot more secure. Yeah, that's a lot better. Just a little bit of flux helps a lot with stuff. Why did my arm turn off? Let's turn you back on. Arm, where'd you go? There you are. Okay, okay. Alright, so let's see. Trigger and Echo are 4 and 7. Let me just write it down in the chat. Echo is yellow and Trigger is blue. And Echo, yellow 4, Trigger, blue 7. And it's just easier if I stick to the color conventions that it already uses. There you are, blue. Actually may have been too long. Yeah, that's actually way too long. We can shorten that. Okay. Alright, so... Oh, we never connected power. Let's do, well, no, actually it's harder to get to the middle ones, so let's do these ones first. Okay, so ground is closest to yellow, and yellow is Echo, which is 4. Okay. And then, well, let's actually just fold these down. Cool. And then we've got Trigger, which goes to 7. Okay, so let's do the top ones, then move those around, and then we can solder those ones next. Okay. Flux is always helping us today. Oh no, it's this gigantic ass blob of doom. I think we're just gonna have to, like, clean it up kind of this awkward way. This is actually really nasty right now. Okay. Probably gonna want to run a continuity check on that. But let's get the last pin on this soldered. This is the power. Just clip you here. Yeah. Alright, a bit of flux. Okay. Let's route this over to power. Trim off about 5 millimeters from that. Oop. Okay, cool. So that's the ultrasonic sensor put in now. Now, I guess it's just the relay and the RGB LEDs. It's not too much. How much time do you have left on the print? I guess 10 minutes? 9 minutes. Okay, not bad. Alright. I am just gonna chop this off right now. So the inner ones go to, the inner ones go to, the, board, and the outer ones go to the, pump. So let's clean this up a bit. just remove all the stuff that is in the way of the soldering iron's power. That's a lot, and it's getting in the way. This is hot glue gun. Okay. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was cleaning up this thing. Just want to get enough solder off so that it can be stuck into the holes. I did find my MOSFETs, but since we're already using this, I'll just stick to it. Oh, well, I guess we're not using this one. It's a good thing we have like 4 more. And the relay pins that we're using were I forgot of the buzzer, but buzzer's only like 2 things, so it's not a big deal. Oh, it's called pump, I guess. Pump pin is just 36. So where is 36 on this board? 36 is here. So yeah, I'm just, why are you here? I don't know. Let's actually move it to like this side, just since that's gonna be some cleaner wiring. Yeah, sure. Just move to this side. Okay. Can't see any reason that it wouldn't work on that side with any of the pins there. Okay, so let's connect ground. Okay. So ground connected here to here. And it'll actually sweep across 2 pins. Yeah. Okay. Flux pen. Then bend you to touch the sky. So then this inner one needs to go to just one of the GPIO pins. Oh wow, that insulation just melted off right there. Kind of funny. Whatever. Let's make it blue. Blue for water. Because water is represented as blue commonly, even though it's like clear. So is it this pin here? Yeah, it is. And let's make you go into, let's just say pin 10. Or no, pin 9. Yeah, let's do pin 9. If you aren't happy at pin 9, then we can resolder and put you in another pin, I guess. Okay, pin 9. This is really tight fit. Come on. Yay! Okay, just don't pop out now. Alright. Flux. Almost forgot the flux. Flux and a little bit of trim. Flux pen. Okay. Yeah. Maybe let's have the pump use like a DuPont connector. Yeah, we're mixing and matching connectors for some reason. If that was the correct call with the wiring on combining the ground stuff. I think it was, because once we have it on there, then it is a combined ground. Let me just think it through. Okay, I think this just goes to ground, and then that means that this just goes to the high power up here. Yeah, I think that makes sense, actually. Let's tack those on. Flex pen. Yeah, that makes sense, I think. Oop. I'll just tack one of them at a time. And I believe the print is done. So when I'm done tacking this, I'll just examine the print to make sure it's sane and that we can use it for what we want to use it for. Okay, so let's check the print. Where's my spatula? My spatula. There, I'm gonna take this off. I can just pop it off this way. Alright. So, let's switch gears for a bit. Did not put that on correctly. Okay. So, let's go back to here. The intent was this supposed to fit on here like this, and give a little bit of space so that we can put the buttons in here. And I think that is working. So, let me just get all the buttons and stuff and just fit them in, and we'll see if it fits the way that it's supposed to fit. And what colors I want to use? Let's use blue, white, and black, I guess. Yeah. Okay, that fits in there. Good. That fits in there, that's good, and that fits in there. And we can freely spin the nut thingies around, which is what those little carve-outs were for. So that's good. Okay. Just make sure that the other ones fit. I guess it's a good thing that it's these guys that are as close as possible to the mounting stuff, because that means that, I guess when we push the button, something about, like, the stress or whatever will go more directly into the frame or something like that. Okay. Next, now this one. It's a little awkward to screw the button in from that side, but I'll take it. It's not aligned. There we go. That's better. Okay. So the buttons are sane. And it will be up here-ish. And then, let's see, the two dials, the two potentiometers. And you got another 196. Negative 196. Not the same flavor. I want a different flavor. Grapefruit. Okay. waiting for the fizzy to go down, but while we do that, let's make sure that the stuff fits. I forgot if there's a keying feature that we should have added, but if there was, we can just add that in the next version of this. But where's the other potentiometer? Okay. It was here. We got 2 nuts. And we're gonna be 3D printing some rods to go into it. Okay. It's be a bit of a looser fit, but it'll work. Ah, yes, there was a keying feature. Okay, so to fix this, we can just drill it out a little bit, and then just use a soldering iron to poke a couple holes in. I believe that was supposed to be 7 millimeters, so let's get out the 7.5 millimeter drill bit. Okay. Woohoo! That should pop right in there, and then adding that little tiny keying feature so that it can actually stay in place. Get out of there. This is gonna be stinky. How far should that be? That looks about 2-3-ish millimeters. It's a very small keying feature, so let's freeze that. And then cut it flush. And yes, it is stinky. Yeah, that fits. And that is a little off. Alright. That's cold. Okay. Cool. That's good enough. It'll work for now. It's not good enough. Oh, that's not even the right size nut either. Okay, we need the correct size nut, I guess, for this. Hope it exists. If it doesn't, that'll suck. Ah, shit. I don't think it does. Let me dig further into this. Did it slip into the other one? I don't think we have it. Shit. I might have to dig through like my weird hardware collection. It has a bunch of like nuts like this. But what happens if we try to screw you down here anyway? Yeah? It's a pretty sane fit, I think. And then this one will need to fit here, but we need to find the nut for that though, somewhere. Come on, is it anywhere in here? Can I borrow it off of anything in here? I wonder if it's... Is that the same size? That might be the same size. We try borrowing it off of one of these. have a feeling that's just a little too small, though, but we can try. Yeah, that's too small. What are you? You're a bunch of tact switches. Inductors, I think. Okay, well, I'll go look for that off-stream. But we just need to make sure that the panel fits, and it does seem to fit. And then, where are my M2 screws so that we can test out the screen fit on the thing? Well, visually, at least that is fitting. But where are my M2 screws? M2? Is this M2? Yeah, that's M2. Cool. So what's the right length I want to use for this? Maybe this length? I think that length is going to be fine. Be the right size? Yeah, you are. Okay. Since this isn't load bearing, I'm okay threading machine screws directly into the plastic, but it's normally a practice I do not endorse. Won't you screw in? I think it's fine with screwing in. The numbers might be slightly off. And then one more. Had a screw here, but I dropped it somewhere. Oh well. Okay. So yeah, we have screen here. Need to take that screen protector off, but we have screen here. Knobs will work. Just need to find the nut for that. For now, I'll just 3D print a temporary nut. It's not gonna last long, but it'll be something. That was 7 millimeters. So let's make it like 6.9. Let's also make it hexagon. We can make you like, I don't know, 12. Cool. Not equal, I wanted that to be horizontal. And you can just be 2. And I'll print 2 of y'all out, just cause like, it might be messy if we, only print 1 out and like it's too hot or something. And it starts just deforming. So then we'll have you print on the opposite sides of the bed. 7 minutes. Whew. But yeah, this will fit up here. Okay, let's continue on with soldering stuff. Needed to bridge the power from the relay and pump stuff. And we also need to add a little bit there. This is a little awkward to do, but we're gonna do it. Where's my flex pen? Dabbing that flux pen everywhere. Connected, and we did not want to connect that to ground, by the way. Yeah, that looks secure. And then we want to connect that one end to power. It's gonna be routed like that-ish. Get this clipped. Is this still plugged in? Yes, it is. Oh, that's on the wrong side. Let's have it go in from that side then. I mean, honestly, at that point, it also could just loop that way, but it's okay. Flux. Okay. Snip. Let's route you around underneath this, and then will you still reach? We'll barely reach. Wow. Barely is okay though. Okay, let's reroute you through under some wires this time. Needle noses, where are you? Okay. Fold that down and then tuck it into the pinhole. Let's make sure that we change in the firmware what the pin number was for it too. Ah. It just popped out. Okay. It's hooked on. Okay, that's good. All right. Have the pump wired up. We just need to add some connectors here, I guess. Oh wait. Is that correct? Yeah, I think that's still correct. Yeah. Okay. Just need to short this then. Well, short might not be the correct word, but we need to like reconnect those two wires then. Okay, twisty, 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 twist. And clean that end off. Solder that, turn on the heat gun. Where is my heat shrink? There it is. Hi! Congrats on the new computer! Let's melt that on. Okay. That should be shrunken. And then we can replace these with some DuPont connectors. Or not DuPont, with JST-XH. JST-XH, 2-pin. Alright. And then let's crimp that to these ends. Actually, I think I want to put some heat shrink on that. Or some fat enough heat shrink. Is that gonna be fat enough? We could try it. Okay. Yeah, that's shrinking enough. Okay. Alright, JST crimping time, JST XH crimping time. It looks like that the two nuts are done printing also. Okay. Crimp you on. Was it 0.4 and 0.6? I think it was. Okay, that's not pulling off. And then here. And then... Okay, and those little... Oh, shit. What if... Is this the correct one? I think that is the wrong one, actually. I think I put on the PH pins. Yeah, I put on JST PH instead of JST XH pins. Okay, yeah, pull these off. Those are the wrong crimps. Okay. Why are they even in this bin if it's not the correct size? Okay. Here are the JST XH proper crimp ends. Alright, so let's go here. Let's try again. I have to twist them again also. Alright. In that case, it probably makes sense to use the fatter ends then. Okay. And then here... Alright, and which side goes where? Okay. So if we examine this, and this goes in from the top, that means that ground is this side and 5 volt is that side. So ground is this side. And 5 volt is the other side. Neither of those are in. Where are you, tweezers? I just had you. Back there. Okay. I think that's in. Alright. I think we just have the buzzer and the RGB LEDs now. I need a bit of a break. I'm like kind of exhausted. what was I doing? Let's do the buzzer. Buzzer's easy. Where is the buzzer? I have like a bajillion buzzers though. Okay, buzzer, where did you go? You were somewhere here. Ah, here. Okay. So buzzer, we need to stick that in where there's room for that. But what pin were you on, buzzer? On pin 15. It's a bit of a tight squeeze, but it'll work. Just put you on the same side that we've been putting all the other thingies like that on. How will you fit though? You fit that way. That's okay. Okay. Actually, we could make it even easier and just like have it so that one of those pins is just straight on the ground rail. Yeah, that'll make things real easy. Okay. Fold you down. Add some flux here. Well, that is on there, and then we can buzzer blue. B for buzzer. Blue for buzzer. Okay. Oh, yes, it actually does have a polarity. I don't think it actually matters. Let me look that up. Do piezo buzzers have a polarity? Fuck it, let's just do it the proper way. Might need to actually get the desoldering thingy out. Let's try, because I'm lazy. Yeah. Okay, cool. That may have worked. Okay. I didn't realize these things actually had a polarity. Alright, let's try that now. Just a sec. Is that the correct? Yeah, that is correct polarity. Let's fold you down. That's like barely folded, but whatever. Okay. That should work. And then blue for buzzer. And it went into 15, which is that one. So there's not that much distance for it to go. And after that, I think it's literally just the RGB LED that needs to be put in. And then we can test this out, make sure that it has the exact same functionality before we tore this apart and rebirthed it. Oh dear. I think I forgot to actually solder something here, and that's all weird and twisty. Yeah, I forgot to solder those two things. Good thing I noticed that. Okay, so let's solder those three things in then. Okay, no bridges. I don't think there are any bridges. Oh, I need to also solder that. And trim that. Trim that a little. Okay. I think the last thing is just the RGB LEDs. Where should that connector be? RGB LED pin is 48. Where are you, 48? 48 is on this side. That's pretty clear, so that's easy. Let's go with just JST3 pin thingy. Do you have any of those? Am I like all out of those? JST XH, that is. Breaking my own rule. I don't think I actually have any 3-pin receptacles for that anymore. Let's just make it 4-pin then, and just remove and just ignore one of the pins. That won't hurt. Okay. Alright, so I believe the middle of the NeoPixels is data, and then the outer two are going to be ground and power. Yeah. Confirm that? Yeah. So, data line, wherever you are, yellow to 48. Huh. You can just do an almost direct jump on that. tweezers. Let's nudge that into the hole. Okay. Data pin. Data pin. Oh, that's not the solder. This is the solder. That almost bridged. And then you... Yeah. I think that's connected. You could probably reflow that a little. Okay, and then we just need power and ground. This is the power rail, so we need to connect to the ground rail over on that side too. Ouch. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, snip you. And then... Does that actually... Yeah, that does. Okay. And then ground. I think we have everything connected that was originally connected first. Okay. That was probably good. And then let's route you over to the ground. Needle nose. There you are. Okay. Pull you through. And... squish. And solder. Okay. Alright, I think that is ready. What are all the elements that we have? We have the pump here. We have the ultrasonic sensor here. We have the load cell here. We have the buzzer here. And we have the NeoPixel here, and we have power here. So, yeah, let's see how that shakes out. I'm just gonna eat that off and crimp that. Because we probably want a few more LEDs anyway for the final thing. Maybe. Well, if we're gonna have a screen on here, though, that's another thing. Okay. Gonna be honest, I'm kind of hitting my endurance limit right now. So, I think I just want to make sure that this perf board stuff works, and then I think I'm going to be signing off pretty soon. But yeah, let's go crimp this and see if it works. Okay, that's 1 out of 3. And 2 out of 3. And three out of 3. Okay. Here's a 4-way connector. Alright, so let's just map this out. Ground should go into this one. It's upside down. And then skip 1, and then data and power. Power. All right. Now we can plug that in. And we need to reprogram this so that it will, well, I think it was the relay that we changed which pin it goes into. Was it relay pin 9 or was it a different pin? Relay pin 9, I think. Okay, so let's get things plugged in and reprogrammed. Hope nothing blows up. Okay, nothing's blowing up. We know that the buzzer works because you can hear it right now. Let's upload. And then okay, I can confirm that the NeoPixels work because I moved it from the programming port to the power port. But let's see, we still need to figure out Okay. So if the load cell plugs into here. Okay. And if the pump plugs into here. And the NeoPixel's already there, and then I think we just need to recrimp the couple ends on the what's it called? This guy. On the ultrasonic sensor. That's not gonna be too hard. So let's go do that real quick. Alright, that is one. And where'd the other one go? There. Two. Alright. And single sleeves. One and doop doop doop. Two. Alright. And so we want this in the same order that we see the colors on that. And then that means we got red, and then blue, and then yellow, and then black. And I am going to go pee again. Pee time, pee time. Going on with the transition. Alright. I'm back. Let me just sit back in this chair for a bit. You're really close to testing this out, by the way. Really close. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off and put it out of the way. Refocus the camera to the device. Move this out of the way and behind. And then that means, let's see, we just have the NeoPixel. Okay, we have NeoPixel, we have the scale thingy load cell. We have the buzzer, we have the ultrasonic sensor, and we have the pump connected. So, yeah, let's see how that works. Okay. Buzzer's working. This is working, I guess. I don't know why it's turning red, though. It's kind of weird. Okay. You know, I just realized I actually completely forgot to run the YouTube Hydrate server. So let me go fix that. Is it PyCharm? I think it was PyCharm. Yeah, this is the YouTube water proxy. Because the ESP32 is able to connect to Twitch chat directly, but the YouTube stuff, it doesn't know what the currently live video is. And you can't use that one funny URL that does that, because, I don't know, apparently you can't. So, yeah. But is this thing even working? Oh no, I started wrong. I want to do python app.py. Okay, I guess that YouTube proxy is not going to work, and I'm going to worry about that later. So let's just test it out on Twitch. Okay, so if you do... Let's put on half and half view. Okay, so let's try hydrate from this view. Can't dispense water, no glass. That's exactly what we wanted. Let's plop this on. This light is green now. Oh, you can't see that light. Let's resize that. This light is now green, because when you take it off, it turns yellow. It means there's no glass. When you put it on here, it turns green. That means there is a glass. Okay, let's try hydrate again. There we go. Dispenses. It missed a little bit, but it works. I think that's everything. Whew. Alright, alright. Do you want to keep going? Because, I mean, I really like this project, but my body is not 100% right now, and, you know, I should probably... I should probably not force myself to keep working on this, because there's always Thursday, there's always Sunday, and I can always work on stuff offline, too. Yeah. Let me go look at the to-do list again. Is my iPad dead? I think my iPad's out. Yeah, iPad ran out of battery. Alright, so let me just try to remember the mental checklist of what we wanted to do. Oh. Yeah, iPad's at 3%, but it turned back on. Let's plug that back in and see what's on the to-do list. Okay, plugged back in. Concepts. Let's turn on screen mirroring. Okay, so we physically mounted the controls, but we still need to solder and wire them up. And I don't have the brain juice right now to figure out the most efficient way to do that. But I definitely want to share ground and power ports and stuff. Design and print stand. You know, honestly, that's a pretty easy task. I'll just keep doing that since it doesn't mean that I have to keep hovering over the workbench, which is what's killing my back right now, because I am fucking old. We did move from the breadboard to the perf board, though. That's really good. So, let's just design and print the stand, then. Yeah, that's not a bad task to do. And, y'all should get your hydrate... Well, let's see. Do I want to fix this? No, that's actually kind of a messy thing. Okay, sorry YouTube watchers, but we can only redeem hydrate on Twitch. But, yeah, time for y'all to get your last hydrates in before I'm probably gonna take like 30 minutes or less to model this stand thingy. So yeah, get your last hydrates in. Alright, so let's create a sketch. 20.5. 0.5. And we're gonna do like a little tripod kind of thing. I think you like 4, yeah. I hear some hydrates. Okay, and I'll go drink it in a bit, but let me go focus on this for a bit. Right now. Why is it screaming at me? I haven't seen that behavior before. It's like stuck. Okay, I'm gonna reset it because it's screaming. Okay. Yeah, that was weird. I know I did that. I have to figure that out later. Ah, fuck it, I'll drink it. Okay. Should be working again. Yeah. So I think that this whole thing, I'm just going to build around the 2020 extrusion shape because it's really convenient to work with. But instead of having several pieces of extrusion, we're just going to have like one central one. So this is just going to be like a little end cap that goes on the end. And fixed with 4 bolts, or no, 8 bolts should be way more than enough. Although, it shouldn't be printed out of PLA, because PLA creeps. And I think I'm going to stick with ABS for it, because, I mean, Voron is a type of custom 3D printer, and its community is like very, very, very anal. And so, yeah, they're really strict about standards or whatever. And so, yeah, they like to print their printers out of ABS because it doesn't creep. So, yeah, that's probably a good basis for stuff, I guess. Do a little tripod action here with the extrusion ending in there. Okay. Yeah. Let's say, oh wait. You know, Actually, what is the, Bamboo P1S front bed dimensions? 256, that is one of my favorite numbers because, power of 2. Yeah, let's shrink it a little bit, just because, yeah. Okay. Actually, we can just do, like, a little radial feature, I guess. And I know that we're gonna have to cut out, like, some circles there for the screws. That's okay. Actually, let's make that 20. Just nice, round, clean 20. Okay. Great sketch. Let's go with... Actually, not 256. Let's just go 250. Make that like tangent. And let's make that construction. And let's make these symmetrical. Oop. That's kind of weird. Did I do it in the wrong order? Maybe. We can make that like, I don't know, 20. Nice clean number, I guess. Okay, honestly, it might be easier just to, like, circular pattern that here instead of at the feature, end of things. So we go up there, and maybe we can have it like 2 sides. Okay. That's kind of cool. Let's also add that guy. Actually, no, let's not add that. Okay. And then... let's go that way around. And let's project this stuff on here. Then let's carve out some of this. Hydrate! I'm actually really glad I added that buzzer, because it could be easier to ignore it. One of the tasks that I want to add onto this also is, what was one of the tasks? Trying to remember. Oh, I wanted to add a webcam that's just always on the hydration thing that pops up whenever it's redeemed. Yeah, that'd be cool. Okay. Messy, but I don't care. revolve cut this stuff, I guess. Why is my avatar going nuts again? Why are you doing this? Why is the hair going nuts? It's okay. Let's make that one 10. 10. You're constrained. Constrained and probably 10. Okay, cool. Yeah. And then let's cut revolve that. And the axis should be this guy. Didn't quite expect that to happen. You know, it wouldn't hurt to actually round that out, though. Okay. Well, that's not as cool as I thought it'd look like. And we also want some flat surfaces here too. What if that was like 10? That looks better. I forgot there's also that edge stuff here. There we go. I mean, this base is gonna be pretty thick. Alright. So let's cut out the cutouts for the, for that. And can we just do a revolve feature for that also? Or not revolve feature, pattern feature? Features. That feature. Axis. This axis. 4. Yeah, that works. Cool. Yeah, that could work. I'll just fillet these. Five. Okay. And then, well, you know, actually, can we reorder that? We can. Chamfer. 2. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. Sweet. Well, we have a stand now. Okay, well, I'm gonna sleep on this because it's gonna be quite a bit of filament. Tripod stand. Let's see how much filament that is and how long the print time is. Because I think I'm gonna take a nap and then decide if I want to print this as is or if I want to tweak the design, because I don't like wasting filament. Yeah, this actually could be bigger. But let's see how much filament that is. Well, we should probably also add supports. Oh, that's actually not as much filament. Well, let's make it like pretty strongish. And we need supports off. Why does advanced mode keep turning off? Three hours. That's about 1/8 of a roll. That's actually not too bad. I thought it'd be a lot more. But yeah, I do want to extend that out a bit more. But yeah. Whew. Okay. Why is my chair not popping up? Is it too hot? Oh, wait. Oh, I think I know what's going on. Why do my feet turn off? Feet trackers, come back online. There we go. Well. Alright. Okay, well. Yeah, we made more progress on the thing. We combined everything onto a single perf board so that we don't get, oh no, things have disconnected, now not working issues. We have concepts of a plan for UI and controls built onto it, and a new thingy for what's it called? Tripod stand. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a day here. I'm probably gonna work on stuff offline when the itch is there. But yeah. Alright. Oh, one more hydrate. I don't know why that was... That's weird. I have to figure out what this error is. But yeah, okay, well, there's a bit of water there, so I'm gonna go drink that. Alright, well, thanks everyone for tuning in. It's always fun to work on these projects, especially when they're interactive, and I'm gonna think of more interactive projects, because they're just fun. But yeah. Alright, well, I am logging off, goobers. I'll see y'all later. Logging off. Thanks for tuning in.